Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Shitty Questions Podcast. I am your co-host, Unknown, and I am joined by, as always, Melissa. And
Yours
we're
truly.
almost on episode 10, and we're getting there. And today,
We get a celebration noise or like a clap. No, you know what? Let's do the beer toast. Wait, there we go.
yes, there we go. Toast, toast to almost to not level, episode
Level
10,
10.
level 10.
Hey, it is kind of like a level. Each episode gets harder because we run out of things to talk about.
Exactly. Yes.
Eventually,
So
we'll run out of a bunch of things to talk about. Sorry, I'm just interrupting you.
Oh no, no, by all means. I'm as always, drinking a Miller High Life, hanging out. I've had a pretty decent day. And how about you, Melissa? What are you drinking on? How's your day?
I'm drinking a kilt lifter ale.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning that previously.
Yeah, I didn't finish the bottle like last episode, so I like got it from the refrigerator where I left it, and now I'm drinking a flat kilt lifter.
Oh no.
It's all old and moldy.
Oh no.
Hey, but I did want to update you on the trash story from
Oh
the last
yeah.
episode. I just
Okay.
remembered about it. So, for those of you that probably didn't hear the last episode, there's like I found trash that someone left right next to my car, and I can't figure out who it was. I
Oh
thought it was my
yeah.
neighbors to my right because they have kids, but the other day when I was about to leave, I noticed that the neighbors to my left were leaving their house and they were pushing a stroller. So now I'm
Hmm.
just like, the story gets more
So we have
complicated
an
because
update.
it's
Okay.
someone from the left or the right side. So now if I see a trash bag outside my car, I can't throw it to the person on my right because it could be the person on my left. So I don't know. They haven't done it recently, so like maybe they heard the podcast and they're like, "Oh shit, she's into us."
she's she's gonna find out.
I know, right? They're like shitty questions fans, and they're like, "Oh no, she's onto us." But yeah, that's the update for that. And then I also did want to talk today at work. I did like a 10-minute speech. I was pretty proud of that because
Nice.
you know how hard is it to come up with like 10 minutes to talk about something that you really don't care about?
Right.
Really hard. Trust me. and yeah, I felt like at that moment I felt like an adult because like every time you do a school presentation, it's like whatever, I'm doing this for school. But then when you do like a work presentation, like it's just like a different level of adultness that you
Right.
reach.
I'm getting paid for this.
I'm getting paid for this and I'm presenting to other adults, and I've reached ultimate boomer level.
Ultimate boomers. Ah, yes.
Yeah. You ever feel like a boomer lately, Unknown?
Sometimes, yeah, with the you know, we're technically still technically young. I'm under 30, but with
Yeah.
with
Yeah, still technically under 30.
how fast the internet's going, definitely feel like a boomer sometime. Some of our mutual friends are youngsters themselves, and they, shout out Nubs.
Shout out, Mikey.
um, but they I don't know, sometimes they have some humor that I'm like that goes over my head, and I'm like, all right, I try to keep up with the times at least a little bit,
It's such a
but
boomer thing to say. I'm trying to keep up with the times, the cool sayings. What do the youngins say nowadays?
you're
What's
old.
what's like when you yeet something
Oh,
or
right, you
see, now I've
gotta
reached
yeet
that
them,
age like when I if I talk like that, I probably sound super cringy.
right? Like it all starts out ironic. The next thing you know, you're just yeeting and YOLOing, and you don't even know what it
Maybe
means
I think
anymore.
YOLO's like outdated though.
Yeah, that
Or
was
at
probably
least
that was
that was still
probably like 5 years
2012.
ago.
Because
That
I
was when
remember I was like senior year of high school.
that was when we were hip.
That was when we were hip and we were actually cool. Now everybody calls us boomers, even though we're still in our 20s. But apparently, I guess, like if you're in your late 20s nowadays, you're a boomer, right?
The good old internet boomer. I mean,
Hey, but you know what? That kind of it's kind of payback though, because like when you were young, did you ever call someone old?
oh yeah, what was the thing Will Smith said? Parents, they just don't understand.
Exactly. Now he's a parent, and I bet he doesn't understand his damn kids.
Right?
God
He probably
damn
doesn't.
kids.
He'll get off my lawn.
Exactly. And I mean, I used to think I was so clever back then when I would call someone old. Like, ha, I'm so funny. And now people say it to me and I just like want to cry inside.
Right? It's like now I'm the old one.
No, I'm the boomer. Exactly. I'm not even in my 30s. Imagine what they'll say once in my 30s. They're just going to call me a skeleton at that point because
Oh,
I'm already old. Imagine if I'm in my 30s.
I mean, yeah,
Super old.
already feel like
Super
a
not cool.
skeleton.
Exactly.
Once you get over the age of 25, you start feeling it. You're just like you bend over wrong, and you're gonna be in pain for
Exactly.
like three
You just
days.
feel it in your bones.
It's it's so bad.
Yeah.
Take me back to the days of being a kid, watching Dexter's Lab or Powerpuff Girls, jumping off the couch, and good times, good times.
Yeah, I remember I used to watch, I don't know if you ever watched the show, but Viva La Bam.
Oh yeah, how could you not?
I thought Bam was so damn cool.
Right? That and Jackass. What was it?
Oh, hell yeah.
What will he do next? Whatever the fuck
Whatever
I
the
want.
fuck I want. That was the
Speaking
fucking best.
speaking of old, he he looks like Phil. Like you could see
He
it.
totally turned into his dad. Yeah, he
Like
100% did.
and like he's an alcoholic now or was an alcoholic. I don't remember. I don't know if he still is. Um, but like what? He's like 40 now because we were
Yeah,
kids.
exactly.
We were kids and like he was the 25-year-old or doing
Cool
whatever
guy.
and doing whatever they want, skateboarding. Oh man, just like that whole scene, like skateboarding was the shit back then.
It
And
really was like I mean, as a girl, everybody wanted a skater boy.
right, like the cringy
The
raw and
dream.
wearing checkered Vans and which I mean
Oh yeah,
those are actually still hip, but they survived.
those came back. Yeah, those definitely came back. And then the greasy mop hair, everything.
Or everybody wanted a mohawk. And
Oh yeah.
I wanted a mohawk when I was in high school, but because all the posers were getting mohawks, I was like, nah, I can't get a mohawk because
You
then
know,
I'm
that's
a
a word I
poser.
haven't heard in a while, poser. That was like the saying. That was the
Right?
ultimate fucking insult you could ever. That was worse than the C word, I think.
That
That it
dude's a
really was. Like if
poser.
someone called you like a poser, like you were just done for. Like you might as well just retire and get homeschooled because you just got burned.
Right? Like, get out of here, you poser. You don't even go here.
What a poser. You don't even know like the band's birthday and their number one album.
Oh man, so much gatekeeping. And
There
I did
was so much of it. There
I
was
did
so
it
I remember.
I did it too. With Green
Oh
Day.
god.
I remember
I was about to say that band.
it was American Idiot. That was the last album I truly liked by them because I remember like I think it was like because Tony Hawk's Pro Skater like had some Green Day songs and just I think my brother listened to punk rock and listened to Green Day and then he got the American Idiot album and I remember he burned me a copy of it and listened to the shit out of it and then like 3 weeks later or like a month later all of a sudden it just started getting like popular and everybody was wearing black,
Oh
and
no.
Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and I'm just like, fuck all you, you're all posers, and because I was like, I listen to punk rock. You don't even know what punk rock is,
You didn't even listen to the album Dookie.
right?
How can you say you like Green Day?
Do you even know the words to Longview?
Oh God, wait, I have a mini story here. So like I remember back when we had like the MSN Messenger.
Oh
I
yeah.
had this like
Oh
girl
jeez.
there was like this girl's cousin that like messaged me out of blue and he was just like casually talking to me and then he's like, "So, I heard you're a fan of Green Day." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm a fan of Green Day." And then he was like, "So, what was the album he made on 1982?" It's like, I'm not sure. And like as he's asking me this, like I knew the poser part was coming and I was just like, "Fuck. I'm fucked right now. He's totally going to call me out on this." And then that's when he like throws out these like mad facts about Green Day. He's like, "Well, if you were a fan, you would have known that Green Day released their album on this day, and you would have known that Billy Joe Armstrong's birthday was on this day, but you don't because you're a poser." And
Jeez. So
I
cringeworthy.
mean I know that whole poser thing was so much gatekeeping. Like I don't understand why our generation was like so like why were they
Right?
like that? I don't get it.
It was so crazy and so cringy. And
Oh yeah.
Blink 182 and yeah, Green Day though was the big hit.
Hell yeah. I fucking loved Green Day. I'm still a fan. And you know what? Whoever sent me that fucking DM, fuck you. I'm a fucking fan of Green Day. And I know
Right?
you're listening to this podcast because it's the best podcast out there. May only have like 5 viewers, but it's a
You know
pretty
what?
darn good podcast.
The loyal fans. Cheers to them.
Cheers to them, exactly.
Clink.
Oh wait, I need to fuck, where I was using my vape pen. Oh there
Oh
it
no.
is. Wait. There we
There we
go.
go. Cheers.
Vape
Cheers to our loyal viewers.
Cheers to the loyal viewers.
It's funny too, because I remember being young and listening to punk rock and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, we're hardcore and fuck the man and blah 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 and like
Anarchy.
nowadays anarchy, right? And nowadays like, it's a lot of people who I know who are punks. We're all like, yeah, we got 9 to 5 jobs, but still fuck the government. we're we're more
Exactly.
we're more sensible, and that makes me feel old.
It really does. I was like totally into the whole anarchy movement and now I just work like a simple office, like a 9 to 5 job.
But when I see these kids and these Gen Zers, rising up to troll the Wall Street market or whatever, and that probably wasn't even Gen Z people. That was probably people our age. When I
Yeah,
see that, I'm like, good for them. You know, it's
exactly.
fuck
Do
yeah.
what Green Day taught them to do.
You tell them. There
Those
was a
fucking posers.
that reminds me of there was another band called No Effects, and they were like the prime. Like Green Day was, they turned into like political punk, and I remember that being a phrase. And then you had this band called No Effects, and they like definitely were like political punk, and it was just all about fuck the man, our government sucks, and this was back in the George Bush days, or George Bush Jr., not senior. We're not that old. We're not boomers. We're not actual boomers. Um,
We're pretty boomers.
we're internet boomers.
Actually, we are.
Speaking of internet, like MySpace, oh man,
Oh yeah. Place to be.
it
If
really
you didn't
was.
have one, you were a poser. I'm just gonna start saying that from now on. Let's make that word a thing. Let's
Oh,
start gatekeeping everything now.
we got to start saying that to the people on our Discord. Start calling them
You know,
posers.
when they call us boomers, we should just call them posers.
Anytime, shout out to Mikey, calls his soul and just be like, you're a poser.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're a poser. And then, yeah, ultimate roast right there.
Ultimate roast.
You just be like, okay.
Did you ever do any of like the coding and like
Oh,
uh
yeah. I was
spice
pro
up
mode on that.
your profile? Actually,
Yeah.
go ahead. Or if you have anything to say, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say this 'cause I was pretty proud of it. Like I did the whole coding thing for like when you click on my profile, a song automatically starts playing.
Yeah.
And yeah, the font was all like legit. It was do people still say legit?
I mean I say it.
I think that was like our generation. But anyways, what were you saying?
So I have a story, and it's a great story. Um, so I actually had two MySpace pages because at
Ooh,
the time,
catfish?
no, um, at the time I had like had this aunt that was basically career colleging, if that's a statement, if that makes sense. Like she had been going to college for several years, and it was for like psychology or yeah,
Mhm.
psychology. And she was trying to be hip and with the times. And at the time, I'm like, well, this is before boomer was a word. Well, there was baby boomers, but we weren't just like, oh yeah, boomer. Um, but she got on MySpace and like had some family members get on MySpace. So I started a whole second profile that had like a little bit less whatever cringy weird stuff I was doing on MySpace at the time. And that was the profile that I was like friends with parental figures or whatever. And then like I had my actual profile. And being a kid that listened to punk rock and stuff, my page was in hardcore. My page was riddled with like, punk related stuff. And at the time I was listening, there's a genre of music called ska,
Oh
SKA.
yeah.
And it's based off of reggae and ska punk, third wave ska. And I had thing that I, an image that I'd posted to my page, and it was a picture of a fish with a cigar in his mouth, and the name of the band was Real Big Fish, and it said Ska Tanic, and S like
Oh no.
satanic but with a K. And then another infamous or famous punk band, the Misfits, they had a song um, where they released like a single EP track, and the cover to that LP was John F. Kennedy getting shot in the head. And anyways, she found my real profile
Mm.
and went through it and saw the Scotanic and all
Oh
the
no.
the punk rock demon worshiping stuff, and told my parents about it, or my mom and my stepdad.
We feel like is your son is a poser there.
Have something to tell you. Your son is a poser.
Your son is they're like, oh no, it's just what I thought.
Oh no! Oh no, he's a poser. Uh, that was great. No, but she did call them, and one day my parents were like, "Oh, we're gonna go visit your aunt," and I was like, "All right, cool," and they're like, "No, like we're gonna go," and I was like, "Oh, okay." So I just did whatever a teenager did, probably beat my meat or something, and they came back and they were
Did you
just,
say beat my meat?
what? No.
You said I did what a teenager usually does, beat my meat or something, while my parents were gone. Did I just hear that, or did you say eat my meat?
No, no, I said beat my meat. Whatever teenagers do. Um, teenage boys. Hold on, let me rephrase that. Um, so anyways, they come back and they're laughing. They're just like having a good roll, and they're like, "You are not gonna believe this shit." They were like, "She thought you worshipped Satan and you were going to kill us in our sleep.
What?
Yeah, she totally just thought that I was like a Satan worshiper and was going to like murder my parents in their sleep.
Majoring in psychology, right?
Right? Yeah, majoring in psychology.
Can't understand a teenager.
And it was funny because like my dad knew like he bought me Grand Theft Auto like because it was a rated M game at the time and I couldn't buy it. And I remember when he told me when he went to buy it because he got it for me for my birthday. He was like, uh, the guy he went to GameStop whatever, and the guy was just like, you know, this game's rated M, and he was like, my son's not stupid. So like
Mm.
my parents knew that like I had a level head on me, like I wasn't outrageous or I wasn't psychotic or anything. And oh, it was great. But she totally thought I was just gonna kill them in their sleep.
I just word. How?
Yep. And to this day, she still posts stuff on Facebook that's all. I'm not gonna go there.
Oh, you need to go there. What does she post on? Is it political?
Yeah, it's usually political stuff, and
Okay,
it's
yeah, we'll just leave it there.
yeah,
I know what it is.
it's just like
We all know what it is.
yeah, we all know what it is,
Mm, a psychology degree didn't pay off. Mm,
right? Like it's just like ha, fuck you. Like I'm just a kid having fun, and
I'm just a kid.
I'm
Sorry.
for the kids in America. Whoa. Um,
Oh,
yeah. So that was my interesting MySpace story. Um, good times, good times. I remember words. My MySpace page was decked out, of course, with punk rock, and instead of one song, I found a website where you could have a playlist, and anytime you clicked on my profile, it played a song at random. And there
hell
was this
yeah.
website called clappingfetus.com. And yeah, it was an old cringy internet site. And they had a little HTML code that you could copy and put like a fetus on your MySpace page. And I had a Grim Reaper fetus. So, I mean, it makes sense why she thought I was a Satan worshiper, but, turns out I wasn't,
This is why boomers should not be on social media, which
right?
is why we should not be on TikTok because it's too advanced for us at this point. Like if we go on TikTok, we're gonna look at these kids and think that they're devil worshippers.
Right? Yeah.
And we'll have to tell their parents.
What is what is this Fortnite dance? Oh, Satan worshiper.
Exactly. If you don't understand it, it's they're a Satan worshiper. Like that's the only explanation.
I'll give you an internet boomer fact about
Cool. Let's
myself.
hear it. Let's add a sound effect for that. Internet boomer fact. Insert noise here. Okay, now you can do it.
And that fact is I've had the same email address for 16 years.
You hear that, guys? Now you can dox him.
If you can find out what internet, what email, yeah, what email company has lasted for that long, yeah. I got an email like
Yahoo,
sometime last year, and
AOL.
AOL, Yahoo. Technically, I think Gmail is that old. Google came out 20 years ago.
Yeah, but the cool kids didn't use Gmail during that time. We used Hotmail
Oh
or
man, I remember
AOL.
Hotmail.
I used to have a Hotmail, but then it felt kind of like lame after a while saying my email. So I'm like, I need something a little bit more cooler. So I went to Gmail because that's like what the cool kids have nowadays.
Right.
I sound like such a boomer right now. God damn it.
Yep, I have a Gmail and I have a Yahoo. I'm not on Twitter. I don't have a Twitter.
I actually got a Twitter to stay updated with the latest news.
I've contemplated it, but it's been one of those things where I was like,
It's like too much time has gone on. You're too
right,
behind at this point.
I'm like, I don't need Twitter anymore.
Did you have you ever like tried searching for someone on your search bar and you accidentally like post their name instead?
Luckily, no.
I did that once on Facebook.
Oh no.
Everybody saw it and I didn't know how to delete it, so I just left it there. It's probably there if you ever like scroll down on my Facebook, it'll be right there.
I do. I think. I think I actually did delete it, but because yeah, Facebook is 10 years old at this point, and I
Boomer
think it was
site.
right. Boomer site. Um, there was this chick I had a crush on, and I think like we hung out all the time, and this was back when I believed in the friend zone, and like she would always come over and like want to smoke weed with me, blah blah blah. And then once I figured out she wasn't really into me, I just used her for rides to work. So it became a symbiotic like relationship where it was like, hey, I'll smoke weed with you if you take me to work. But I made a post to her Facebook and like I didn't it wasn't like super embarrassing that like I admitted my feelings to her or something. Oh, it was a song lyric. That's what it was. It was this old like and of course, this is when Drake was new and it was like old Drake and Gucci Man song. And I don't even remember how it went, but
Gucci man.
it was like girl, you've been on my mind for 12 days.
12
Uh
whole days.
like been on my been on my mind like burger and french fries or something.
So
And
romantic.
yeah, it was just like, yeah, because I was young and didn't know how to like talk to girls and women. And I remember like posting that to her like on her wall because this is back when wall
Oh, to the
walls were a
wall.
thing, right? And yeah,
And
I
how'd it
think,
go?
oh yeah, no,
No more rights?
she never responded. Um, I think she never responded to the post, and I don't think I think we still hung out like after that. And
That's awkward.
yeah, but because I kept like alluding to the fact that I was into her and she like never gave me like a full on answer.
That usually means they're not interested.
Yeah, I eventually picked up the hint. And the crazy thing was, she was super hot and like all my friends like, gave me a chance to have my chance and like it never happened. And I was just like, oh, okay. But that was all like young dumb shit, and I was just like, huh, neat, interesting.
Yeah, I did something embarrassing like that before. When I was a teenager, I used to, I wasn't very poetic. So what I did once was I listened to a bunch of songs on the radio and I wrote down each lyric that sounded remotely romantic and kind of good. And I wrote it into a whole poem. Super copyright, right?
Right.
So I sent it to this guy that I liked and I was like, hey, I wrote a poem for you. And he reads it and he's just like, wait, this is from this song? You copied this from this song? And I was just like, felt incredibly like awkward after that. And yeah, I don't think I did that again. Really weird. Yeah, if you ever write a poem to someone, don't write song lyrics. They'll probably recognize it, especially song lyrics from the radio, because everyone's probably heard of them.
Right. I remember seeing a meme and it was like, do you ever listen to a song and wonder if someone's listening to the same song at the same time as you? And it's like, yes, I'm aware of the radio.
Exactly.
With
Unless it's
that
like an obscure like indie song.
with that being said, do you know what time it is? It's,
Yes, I do know what time it
it's
is.
time
It's
for me to
the.
crank up the shitty questions
Oh, are
generator.
you cranking it up this time?
Yeah. Insert
Cool.
sound effect. Brr, brr. And I'll I'll answer first. And what is something that you don't mind waiting for? And for me, I don't mind waiting for like good food. Like if
Oh yeah.
if it's gonna be good, like even fast food, like if it's gonna be hot and fresh, I don't mind waiting for it. Like it doesn't have to be like pull up to the window and give it to me and then it's gonna be shit. Like I don't mind. The other day I went to this Taco Bell and it's like out in the middle of nowhere, so I guess they never get any business. And ordered a quesadilla and like a taco and
Sounds so
like
good.
got my food. And normally, like, because I live in a city, the Taco Bells I go to, it's all half-assed and the cheese isn't even melted all the way, or they put too much sauce on one side of the quesadilla. And I got my quesadilla, and it was like the best kind of Taco Bell like I'd ever gotten. Like it was perfectly like melted. The sauce was like evenly spread through the quesadilla, and like the taco meat on the taco was hot. The cheese was melted. So good, so good.
Oh yeah. Do you ever get concerned when they make your food too fast, like at any place? Like I know
Yeah.
that's the ideal thing, but if they ever just like, you
Yes.
order and like a minute later they're like, here you go. It's always so sketchy when they do that.
Always feel like that's food that they made for themselves, and then like somebody ordered it. You know,
You know
so
what though? That totally happened to me at work before. I
I've
could
yeah, I was about to say
totally see.
I worked at a restaurant where like I made something for myself, and then somebody ordered it, and I was like, shit.
Now I gotta give it to them.
But yeah, that's what about is there anything that you don't mind waiting for, or would you also say food?
Shit, I had like a really good fucking one, and now I'm like, oh, okay. I think I do have one. I think for me, I've reached that point in life where I don't know. I guess when you're younger, you always expect results really fast with anything that you do.
Right.
But I feel with like this new boomer age that I have, I've gotten really good at like waiting for things because when you're younger, if a day or a week seems to go by a lot longer, but then when you're an adult, for some weird reason, like a day or even like a
Yeah.
week just seems really short now.
Yeah.
So say like I'm planning on like growing a plant. I don't mind waiting like a week or 2 or 3 weeks for it because it just feels like one day to me. And
Right.
same goes for like waiting for that job raise or that job promotion or just anything in general. I don't mind waiting that much anymore because what else is there to do? It's, I work and I go home and I relax and waiting's not that bad anymore. That's something I could take away from being a boomer is
That's totally a boomer
waiting.
statement.
It's totally a boomer statement. But you know what? At least I'm not a fucking poser.
Hey.
Hey.
Well, all you posers and haters out there, you should
Drinking that haterade.
drinking that haterade. If you like what you enjoyed, if you like what you listened to today, give us a like, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell. And with that, I think we'll say a good farewell.
Goodbye. Farewell. Do, do,
Good.
do, 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 do.
Bye.
Bye.